weeks, and hopefully, through just talking and having like a discourse on the game, you kind of learn something as you're painting or assembling or doing whatever. Because there's a lot of other channels out there that do battle reports and just like general news way better than probably we can, or I think we want to also, right? So we're just gonna just kind of have like a hangout session and talk about what we want to talk about. And I'm like 50-50 on right now if we go Old World News Network or Old World News Network. But I feel like that's more of like a smooth, like dwarven jazz that we have like after hours. I don't know. What do you think about that, Nate?
Uh, I'd say we hire Bruce Buffer and he does our intro.
Right? It has to be
It
more
only costs
energy.
it only costs like 300,000.
Yeah. Well, what are those things? They do like those little birthday grams. We can do birthday grams, but just have him do. Yes, let's just do that. Let's do a birthday gram, but just have him do our intro. That'd be amazing.
It would be amazing.
All right, so what we're going to try to do today, I have about 20 minutes of end of round footage of all my games at Wicked GT. We're going to watch it together, talk smack about my life choices, my army choices, my play style, and just my general voice, because my voice is great when you listen to it online. Oh, God, embarrassing. All right, so the first game we have up is one of two Skirmish Hammer games that I played that weekend. So this is against the Creation Warhost. Pretty standard list. We went over it in another episode, so we won't go over that. We'll just kind of like go into the video. We'll watch it together, and we'll pause it when we have comments. All right, so here we go into what was game one, turn one.
Round one, Dwarves, Creation Warhost. We got the Grudge Thrower, the Longbeards, the Anvil holding down the flank, and the mass of archers. We'll see what happens going into round one. That's to the end of Dwarf turn one. We're able to yeet all the way up to the front lines of the elves. Everyone just kind of supported. And the Anvil smoked some sweet white lions who are probably going to come and beat them up now. All right, let's see what the counter is for the High Elves going into their turn one. All right, so at the end of the High Elf turn, the man.
And I mean, I can't blame him here, right? Like, the counter was just to continue to back up. But, good lord. The second time I played an army like this, that 2-day span, that kind of got whelming. I was whelmed by the skirmishiness. And I get, like, this is just nitpicking, right? But, like, I get that, assuming you can see, yeah, you can see my mouse. Look at this. Oh my god. We have John Madden capabilities here. I get that this works, right? Like,
Yeah, it works.
it doesn't feel like it should work. But also, like, I guess we don't need the rules to be that narrowed down, right? But it does what it does, which is
Does
fantastic.
what it does.
So, yeah, this is great. We're gonna play a game while we're watching this too, of like watch me and listen to me be very plucky and happy, and like listen to my tone by the time I play Wood Elves in like round 3, just defeated. It's great.
They'll pluck a wound out from the Longbeards, who stood strong against all the backup moves, shooting, and magic. And also, we're slowly dying over here from the very angry lions. All right, we're going to go into turn 2 and see if we can continue to push forward as we get fully enveloped by the shooting army. End of Dwarf turn 2. We killed the archers. We pinged these guys. We did absolutely nothing over here. And the Stone Thrower didn't hit. So battlefield going into High Elves turn 2.
And I was using those little tokens you see there, like these little Age of Sigmar tokens. I guess if I bring my mouse over here, these are my Dispel Scrolls. So I made sure like they were like predominantly put out there, so my opponent didn't feel got. But it's just like evasive, right? Like you know it's coming, and then it happens, and you're like, oh wow, that's annoying. But that's what that is. If you see that, you'll see that through all these 5 videos.
How did you do wounds on your
Alright, Elf turn 2.
anvil?
Charge the
I
Forge
think just
Father,
shooting. I think he got lucky and
bounced
shot a
off the
bunch of things
anvil,
at it.
And we have
Tough 10. He was been
shooting
rolling
gathering
hot.
going on here.
Yeah.
Slowly getting whittled away. Longbeards had to make a panic attack.
panic test,
someone else
but
in
it's
my
all
army
right.
is going to have to do something besides them. So we'll see what happens.
But like I'm like, man, I got no more board to go to, right? Like they're just
All right, so at the end of Dwarf turn 3, we're
Gonna
able
run
to
away.
shots off here. Troll Hammer hit and then roll a 1 to wound. So if anyone's keeping, that's 3 turns of 1s. It's fantastic. But we got our armor save off, and yeah, we're going to get shot by a bunch of elves. Go team. Elves turn 3. So that was High Elf turn 3, whittled down the Iron Drakes, finally getting shots through on the Longbeards, and just overall debauchery going into turn 4 dwarves.
or you can kind of
Dwarf
see.
turn 4.
All right, well, right here, every time I press pause, it goes away. So you kind of almost see there
Didn't really.
how I'm starting to present my dwarves. I'll let it play this up, but you can see it right there, right? I'm starting to present my dwarves into a way that he wants to charge, right? He has that assailment spell that gives him an extra attack, an extra strength, or whatever. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. Like, he's talked about it a couple times. I've dispelled it a couple times. And I'm just, like, really trying to hope he comes and attacks me.
Yeah, real quick.
Yeah.
In previous editions, this skirmish hammer tactic would never work because you could torpedo characters out of units on the charge, but in this edition you can't.
Yeah.
This is why this works nowadays, because before you just take your 2-3 characters in that unit and you just charge 3 different units and you just destroy the skirmish hammer. So it's just like a flaw in this edition, but also makes it different.
Yeah, yeah. Seth, are you there?
Yeah.
Hi.
Huh.
Welcome.
Thought you were out of town this weekend. Run the world, dude.
No.
Week.
No.
He's always out of town. We're always out of town. All of us are out of town all the time.
Yeah.
Right. So what we're doing here, I just compiled all my videos. So we're kind of doing like a mystery movie theater, talking smack on the game, just kind of commentating over my shoulder of this battle report. So we got 5 of them we're gonna go through, and then if we want to stop or if you want to like bring up a point and we have to stop for like 10 minutes for a discussion, that's the purpose, right?
Cool.
Yeah. So we're gonna keep driving on, and then if you know a way that I can press when I press this button that it doesn't go saving energy for stream or whatever, I would really let me know, because let me Control P. No, Control P doesn't do anything. Yo, I just need a desktop. Okay, I give up.
Didn't do much shooting, unimpressive. Killed the one guy, pursued 1 inch. Shields are down. It's going to be a rough turn going into High Elf, turn 4.
What does happen with pursue? Don't you just
I pursue, so I just follow you that way. I don't believe I get to reform.
Completely messes up. Completely messes up. I would turn on my center, face the unit that I'm going to pursue, and then pursue them.
Right, 'cause that gave me a
I
bad
figured this
advantage.
out later on in life,
Right, so
but
at the end of the game,
that's something that we
dwarves-
messed up. Can you still see your screen? Is the screen still up for you guys?
Yeah.
Oh,
On
okay.
Discord it is.
It is? Okay, because on mine, it's like we paused this preview to save your resources, but I assume that's just me, maybe. All right. So we'll go back a little bit, because I got some sloppy cam work. All right, right here. So this is post-charge. I didn't get a good one of the charge. What ended up happening is my king here is in the middle, right? He gets charged. I make a challenge. Make way. He comes over. And he ends up being the only thing that this unit can touch. I think I go over that later in the battle, like at the very end, that interaction of he gets locked into a challenge, and now there are no supporting attacks put into the unit because nobody is touching an eligible model in that fighting rank.
That's a rookie move.
I kind of saw, man, I thought about it, but at this point I was still trying to like tell myself that I can't charge out of combat or charge out of formation with my heroes. Like I still had to remind myself that wasn't a thing. But this is what I was talking to Nate about like me just trying to completely show my ass so I get charged, right? And he got all his buffs off and he charged, and then it just
Shields are
spiraled down for him,
It's gonna be a
unfortunately
rough
for
turn
him.
going into High Elf, turn 4.
This is the one that you got like beat in though, right?
No, this is the one I won.
I pursued,
okay.
so I just followed.
Yeah,
you
this
that
is the
way.
one I ended up winning
Probably
because
didn't
of
break
this interaction that's coming up right here. So we can, like Les says
I think I just
before, we
go-
messed this one up,
I don't
but
think I get the advantage
this
because
part
of the
wasn't
time.
important.
So that gave me advantage. Like, alright, so at the end of the game, we have dwarves 16-4. Snowballed there towards the end. We ended up getting charged, overrun, followed them through. Game ended, so we just talked it out. Yeah, didn't give up a lot of points. And right there at the last 2 turns, we kind of made our bacon.
Love new
That
recruit
easily
for
could've
the ability
swung
to
the other
go
way.
in and like just go
Okay,
through
so
it.
Ryan is going to real quick talk about what he did, his battle plan, and what he would do differently, knowing now what he knows now.
Well, my battle plan was to avoid the large unit and shoot it down, which worked until I got frisky and decided to charge in. Bad decision. That's what turned the game. If I'd stayed back and continued to shoot that unit, I probably could have shattered him by the end of the game, and I would not have lost 14 or 1,100 points.
Yeah, it's probably like
And
a
we had a
12-8
weird
game,
interaction,
11-9
so
game if he
calls
doesn't
were
make that
wrong.
charge.
So the unit is charged to the flank. The only thing that
That's
they're
an
in
annoying
contact
list he
with
has, though.
is the dwarf king.
Dreamland.
Dwarf king issues a challenge, accepts the challenge, so now he's in a challenge. The only thing this unit is in contact with is the king, so they would have to direct all their attacks into him. But because the king is in combat or is in a duel, he can't be targeted
Hey, pause
outside
real
the
quick.
duel.
Yeah.
Did they hit you that close to the board edge?
It was flipped the other way around.
So like they weren't on the board edge.
No, they were on the
No,
board
on
edge.
the other side.
I was chasing him down the board edge. This was just in
Yeah.
cleanup, me trying to like redisplay how that happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
No, I
Would
was
have thrown
not.
him off the board edge and lost all his models.
exactly, if he would have had to rank up, he would have literally went off the board edge.
Yeah,
if you'd
no,
have
I
gone
wasn't.
4 by deep.
if
You'd
you
have to
don't
go
say.
3 wide, 4 deep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't that
Yes.
lucky to be able to catch him anywhere near the board edge.
Yeah.
But the whole point of this interaction right here is that in a duel, he accepted the duel. The only thing he's touching is the king. Can't touch the king because he's in a duel. So
Yeah.
he loses all his supporting attacks. It didn't really like. I don't think I killed it a lot, but I definitely had that in the back of my mind later on in the ogres game when I was trying not to get run over by the ogres.
So we lose. He
supporting
would
attacks.
lose the supporting
He had a unit
attacks
champion
because
in there,
those
or he had,
slowly
like,
in 9th
a hero?
edition.
He had a unit champion and a hero, and I think he accepted it with the unit champion.
That's how we interpreted it. It would have made a slight difference, but the dwarf king just kind of swung his hammer hard and exploded the BSB.
The biggest
Oh, it was the BSB. Oh shit, yeah, he gave me he served me up a BSB.
So that was a corner case. If we're wrong,
That
please
feels
feel free
bad.
to let us know.
Yeah.
Because that was a weird.
As a
thing
wood
to
elf
talk
charging.
about. Right.
No, I charged.
That's not-
Oh no, he charged. Whoa. That's
That's
basically
That's high elves.
that's Creation Warhost. That is the closest we're gonna get to wood elves without being wood elves. Like
That's a high elf list?
That's a high elf. That's
Yeah.
the Creation Warhost.
No, that's a wood elf list. I don't
That's
care.
that's the Creation
I don't
Warhost.
care.
He even has like he has rough terrain. So this thing in the middle. If I can go back a little bit, that little thing that's right in the middle of the table, that piece of terrain, that is player placed terrain in the middle by him.
But that's his.
That's his
faction?
from the Creation Warhost special rule or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Put a
have
force
my
chop down.
I have my 5-point rune that allows me to walk through difficult terrain, and so that did nothing for me. But
Man.
God, I'd never a better use of 5 points. Let me tell you. But Ryan was it was a great game, and I felt I kind of felt bad because he was out maneuvering me and just kind of threw it away at the end. But whatever. I guess that's the gameplay, right? I try to think about like what's the most interactive gameplay when you play a game with somebody, right? And when we're in a tournament and I'm here with a beat stick list and you're there with a skirmish list.
Oh, that's
That's-
the beat stick list. That's a skirmish beat stick list.
No, me. Like I have the I want to come and kill you or you come kill me.
Okay.
And you come up with a skirmish army. We're already having like a not very fun interaction for the next 2.5 hours because we're doing like
No.
diametrically different things. You know what I mean? But this was fun. So ogres, yeah. So my mentality going into this ogre game, besides putting my catapult too far to the right, because this player plays terrain, I placed woods on his side. You can see that he's in front of, and then I also placed this low linear obstacle. Really trusted that was going to help me, right? Didn't really help me as much. Like, I won that combat that he charged, mostly because of the Rune of Hesitation and then the fact that I have a low linear obstacle, but I just did not do enough wounds. So I'm probably, if I'm doing this different, probably the Longbeards are switching with the, what's their face? The Iron Drakes, right? And then the Iron Drakes could then potentially flee through, make him hit the anvil, and then he's just stuck on the anvil. I don't know. It was just a really weird game, and it was just kind of like push and see who spikes. But we'll watch it. But that's, I think, how I'd set up different. But that's kind of why I'm in this like corner predicament right here. I was just trying to find ways to not let 3 units charge me at once, and I way overestimated how many ogres you can kill in a turn of combat.
Set up. Dwarves were able to win the roll-off, so we'll go turn 1, see if we can whittle down his force a little bit, and then brave the ogre belly bashing storm that's coming towards us. All right, we'll come back with dwarves at the end of their turn 1. All right, so at the end of dwarf turn 1, some pretty effective shooting, forced a flee and some wounds on the Mournfang Cav, and then we're bracing ourselves for the ogres that come forward. Let's see what they can do. Ogre turn 1. All right, so ogre. Turn 1.
And they're in front of
Moved
me.
up. Tried to pepper my cart. Bugman was drinking too much beer to be bothered. Was able to rally the Mournfang, and I was about to slam a giant into my dumb face because I put my trebuchet over there to get charged. So we'll see if we can mess ourselves up there. Alright, turn 2, dwarves. Alright, dwarf turn 2, just kind of repositioned. Make sure we're ready for this big charge that's going to come in. Misfired. That was great. Fantastic. Able to do some wounds.
So with that repositioning, my problem here, I should have came back a little bit more. Right? Like, I should have came back a little bit more and literally put me on line to my Anvil of Doom. So if he's going to hit me, he's also hitting my Anvil of Doom. I think now looking back, that was probably the only other like thing I could have done. Just defending in front of the Anvil of Doom didn't necessarily make sense.
I think you should have charged. I think that's the play with 3 ogres.
Yeah, go wide, charge all 3, because you need combat res on all 3. And one or 2 of them are going to break. Yeah, you should have blitzed them right there, wide.
Yeah, because now you're going to take impact hits from 3 units for no reason.
Well,
yeah, because you would have put him on his back foot.
True. Also, I have the Master Rune of Hesitation, so he isn't getting charge bonuses.
No, but he still gets impact hits.
Yeah.
Yes.
Except for this unit right here. That's going to go over the low linear obstacle.
Yeah, I still think.
But to your, I think actually that's the right. That's probably the better call, and it shows like I wasn't even thinking that, right? I was
you'd have kept all 3 in your front. You would have not got any flanks off of you.
Yeah, I was so like sure about this low linear obstacle that.
Did his tyrant have the tattoo or scar of he has to challenge?
I don't think so.
Or have to accept challenges. Most of the time they take that, like Mountain Eater or something like that.
I don't think so. Well, let's find out together.
Giant, but yeah, we're gonna get charged next turn. It's gonna be fun. Gonna get sucked into combat. We're gonna go ogre turn 2. All right, we're in turn 3. Ogre's charged.
Turn 2. I don't know how to count.
I'm sorry. Turn 2. Ogre's charged. Bounced off.
I'm a little tipsy. Free drinks.
Did some pretty good damage. Also put a pretty good dent here into the Iron Drakes. We're now locked in combat with that Mournfang, and we got this giant about to go beat up this lonely guy who doesn't know how to operate his machinery. All right, we'll be back with turn 3 for the dwarves. Dwarf turn 3.
It's weird that he sent that giant off to kill the 120 point stone thrower.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like one of those weird things where I wasn't happy with the stone thrower placement, so I kind of had like oh man, I just kind of served that up to you, right? And then he's like, oh yeah. And then like he went after it because I said he served it up to me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that happens, right? Like somebody like spotlights something, and it's not like I wasn't even trying to get in his head or anything, right? It was just like I looked at him like, oh, this is what a dumb person would do, and I just did that. Oh, I guess another thing that stops me is I can't drill out past 10, so I don't know if I can reach all 3 if I charge all 3.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, I still think the
But I
initiative
think that-
bonus that you
yeah.
get from it, hitting them, you have
I
the
agree.
potential to break an ogre unit, and then it breaks the other ones.
yeah,
Because like that's the issue with ogres is you have no leadership.
yeah, I don't, yeah. And then I do get the +1 strength on the charge, too. So I probably can lean into that a little bit more. But
Yeah, and your runesmith, you probably didn't find that out. Like, what did you say until day 2 that your runesmith gives that extra punch on the armor?
oh yeah, so check this out, Seth. So the runesmith does makes all the magic attacks, or makes it all flaming attacks, right? But he also has armor bane 2. He gives the unit armor bane 2. Armor bane stacks.
That's pretty fun. Pretty fun. Good.
So like I made a really jank list off of Royal Clans with crossbows and runesmiths because now all my crossbows are armor bane 4.
Yeah. See, I just love crossbows for one.
Like I'm probably overthinking it, but like MR1, armor bane 4, or actually armor bane 5, right? Because I have the innate armor bane -1 to your AP. But with great weapons, I'm swinging at armor bane 6. I did not realize that. I allowed way too many armor saves to be made against me.
Man, yeah.
Like, but yeah, you live and learn, right? Like it's just I just never thought of that he would give armor bane 2. He is very mad. He is a mad dwarf. Not that I've seen happy ones.
After the dwarves charged, weren't able to get our armor save off, so that was kind of a moot point. Holden last turn was able to not lose this combat, actually won it by 1 and pushed him back 1, and he's sitting on 1 wound left.
Yeah, I should have killed that Mornfang there.
He's got 1 wound
and
left.
that maybe helps me a little
Giant's
bit.
gonna go
But
make mincemeat here, and it's gonna be a 3-on-1 party. All right, going into Ogre's turn 3. Ogre's turn 3. They won combat, pushed us back. We're in this mosh pit, and we're just pushing each other. It's not even. No one's even doing wounds. We're just pushing each other, and now the Giant's free. Bugman's freaking out. His beer's not helping. We'll see what happens in turn 4 for the dwarves. All right, so the end of dwarf turn 4. We fell back in good order. We got a
so sad.
line of dwarves.
So much
sitting here.
sadness.
I don't think that
Nice little
he got
turret
a
block
legal
going
flank
on
charge
with
off on you.
And they're gonna get eaten by those man eaters.
Let's look at it.
Yeah, go to where they're like showing the positioning of his thing.
Mincemeat here, and it's gonna be a 3-on-1 party. All right, going into Ogre's turn 3. Ogre's turn 3. They won combat, pushed us back.
Now go back a little
We're in
further.
this mosh pit,
Yeah.
and we're just pushing each other. It's not even.
Yeah, how did he get all those units into the front of you? What was his charge order? Move order?
Brother man. I'm a couple beers in this point.
Yeah, because he
Rob-
shouldn't have been able to get 2 in the front and 1 in the flank.
Rob is walking to the tables and going, "Hey, is everybody good? Anybody want a drink?" And at this point, with all these ogres in my face,
Yeah, you were not good.
I'm not good. We're not that good, brother. All right, so what am I looking at so we can learn from this?
It's a weird angle right here, but I don't think that. I think the majority of his unit is still in your front arc.
It's close.
So I
It's
think it's
close.
So I think I messed up with my fillers, right? I should clean this up a little bit so he has a better idea, because I'm a lot thinner than this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know how he got two in the front and 1 in the flank. He'd had to charge the flank first, which would have, I don't know.
because it's still
knocked
corner to
out
corner,
one of the-
right? It's front corner to back corner, right?
Oh, it's maximizing. So
No, I'm saying my front arc is this front corner where my mouse is to wherever my back corner is.
So he's in your flank.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's in your flank.
He might have
but I just
rolled
don't
really
see
high.
how. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's still not good for you. Like
No.
you're fucked.
Yeah, I'm not.
Man, if only you could have spread a little wider.
Yeah, if you could have spread a little wider, you'd have been a different story.
Hey guys, no,
Yeah.
10 wide is too much, but full skirmish armies, that's the. I'll censor myself.
Dwarf
That's
turn
it.
3.
That's all I'll say about
Tiny
that.
combat
That's all I
over
got to say about
here,
that.
for the dwarf's charge.
That's what I
We
got
weren't able to
like
get
about
our
that.
armor save off, so it was kind of a moot point. Holden last turn.
Love
Was able
Rob
to not
definitely
lose
had a
this
moment
combat,
where I looked him in
actually
the
won by
eye
one,
when I was playing
and
Wood
pushed
Elves
him
later
back
in the
one.
next
He's sitting
day,
on
and I'm
one
like,
wound.
I can't do this anymore. I have to go
He's got
further
one
than
wound
10
left.
wide.
Giant's gonna go make mincemeat here, and it's gonna be a 3-on-1 party. All right, going into Ogre's turn 3. Ogre's turn 3. They won combat, pushed us back. We're in this mosh pit, and we're just pushing each other. It's not even. No one's even doing wounds. We're just pushing. each
We
other.
already watched a bunch of this.
Dwarf turn 5. It's all falling apart. All that's left is the runesmith and the other runesmith.
We'll go back to when you had
right.
turn 3.
It'll be a quick one. Nice little charge block going on with Bugman, and they're gonna get mincemeat here, and it's
Pause
gonna
it.
be a
All right, go.
3-on-1
No, not
party.
yet. Play.
Going
I'll say
into
pause.
Ogre's turn 3.
Pause it.
Yep.
So you fell back in good order right there?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you messed up.
Me?
Because you should have
Yeah.
fell back in good order from the unit on the flank, and you should have popped out way on the other side, so he would have never caught
Yeah.
you
Your
1, 2,
your the biggest threat was the Iron Guts.
on the left.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
because
you'd
the
have, like,
model,
turned-
the units don't add up,
Right.
right? Like
No.
there were 2 units in the front. I was adding
Yeah,
them
there's-
together, so I was counting
Yeah.
as. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So you
because you
would've
would have
been
like
in the front.
fled to the way to the right, and then he would have gotten no points out of you, and you would have been way over here, and then you probably could have killed the giant and killed that Mornfang and won the game.
I don't know about he would have gone to the left because he's got the Iron Guts are the biggest unit.
No, they're not. That bull unit on the side's got 8.
Oh yeah. Wait, no. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about the turn before because he gives ground in good order, right?
Right.
So you would have popped out back to the left. You wouldn't have got hit on the. You wouldn't have got hit on the flank.
And he wouldn't have taken the Iron Guts in the face because it would have been too
Yeah.
far away.
Yep.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Because
Ogre's
as soon as you
charge,
lose this
Ogre's
combat,
turn-
you
I'm sorry,
pop
turn
away
2,
from the
Ogre's
Iron Guts.
charge.
You would have been in the
Bounce
front
off
arc
the
of
Longbeard.
these
Did some pretty
bullies
good
or the
damage. Also put a pretty
the-
good hit here
I can't remember what they're
into
called.
The Iron Drakes when are locked in combat with that Mornfang.
The boys, I don't
We
know.
got this giant about to go beat
Bulls.
up this lonely guy
Bulls.
who doesn't know
All
how to
right,
operate
so
the
we're
machinery.
talking.
All right, we'll be back
Right
with,
here, pause.
Turn 3
Yep.
for the.
So after this combat and he hits you.
Yeah, so
Your unit-
I charge forward though. I think, right?
Okay, so even if you charge forward, you gave ground in good order, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You would have gone back to the left, away
Yeah.
from the Iron Guts. That would have put you in front of all 3 of the units.
I see what you're saying. Yep.
Potentially
Yeah.
would have taken a charge away from the Iron Guts.
Dwarfs.
Yep. And then you would have gotten the
Turn
front
3,
on the
We
bulls.
ended up tying combat
Yeah.
over here.
Okay, that's what it was. We tied
The dwarves
combat.
Charged. Weren't able to get our armor save off, so it was
There's a straight up
kind
tie
a
of combat.
A moot point. Holden last turn.
So I didn't
Was
give
able
ground
to
in good
not
order.
lose this
It was just a
combat,
straight
actually
push.
won it by 1.
That's literally
Yeah.
the only.
Back
Yeah,
one.
then that's the one thing you
One
didn't
wound
need to
left.
happen.
He's
Win
got
is
one
good.
left.
Lose
Giants
is
gonna
good.
make mincemeat here, and it's going to be a 3-on-1 party. All right, going
Yeah,
into
then like when
turn
his
3.
Mornfang
turn
cab
3,
breaks
they
and he's
won
on the
top.
far end of that,
Yeah.
when he would have fell back in good order, he would have turned really dramatic and ran through his own units and been behind all that stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely something I'm not good at right now in this game is the little nuancing of the positioning. But
Yeah, but that's why we're talking about it.
100%. Yeah, I would have never. I mean, I watched this video like 2 times a day, just making sure it wasn't garbage for streaming it, and I didn't pick that up once. Because I definitely.
That's like that.
Yeah.
That's the advantage of your army is like falling back in good order in like certain directions. Like he almost doesn't want to charge you on the flank because he doesn't want you to get away from where he's at.
Yeah, right. That makes me scoot so far away.
Right, and like yeah, you're gonna run through and you lose like 4 or 5 guys like running through his army, but you pop out on the other side and then you get the reform, and now you're in a better position to like take on his army singular.
All right, we're gonna watch. Alex gonna give his little 1 minute what he did, and then in the background you're gonna see a really scrawny, potentially okay Warhammer player. It's Pablo, and it's just kind of fun to watch him. He's got a Corona. He's living his best life. He's like 40-0 right now at this point after game 2.
Dwarf turn 5. It's all falling apart.
Yeah, but he
All
didn't
that's
go
left is
100, you know.
Runesmith.
I know, right? God.
and the other.
He got a little
runesmith.
cocky. He's a little bit too happy
Alright.
when you see him at the
We'll
scores
get working
table
on
in the background.
All right, so Alex is going to talk about his
A little bit of
plan
dancing
with
over there to the
others,
right,
what
little
he thought was gonna
partying.
happen, what happened, and if he would change anything. He won 18-2.
Took his eye off the
Just
ball,
cheering
man,
himself
right
on.
there. He took his eye off the
Yeah,
ball.
He's messing around, dude. He's messing around.
Maybe watched Avatar in the background a little bit.
That's why you're not going pro, Pablo.
Big anvil unit.
Yeah.
So
Also, not a good grip on that beer bottle. That gives me anxiety watching him hang on to that thing.
Like we did a lot of that back and forth.
He has all sorts of messed up that hats a different way. I mean,
Like,
Yeah.
almost giddy.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think I was going to do so well while I was watching my other unit sneak around the flank. And I honestly really thought that you were going to just like blow units off the board.
Yeah.
But
So did
you
I.
kept talking about it's a dice game.
Yeah.
And dice I think kind of did it for
You got diced,
and
Dan.
did
It's okay.
me.
The dice game. It
So,
was a
yeah,
fun game.
The only thing I probably would have changed is
I'd rather
uh,
have this
I
interaction
would've widened
every single
my
time
defense zone
than playing that
more,
skirmish army or the
so
next
that I
skirmish
could
army.
have gotten those
God bless both of those
charges.
players. They played those armies extremely well.
But
It's
like,
just
as far as my more thing
we're
about
doing two
trying
different
to
things, and that
go,
wasn't
go
necessarily
fine.
great.
That's really it.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, so we're going into Night Gobos now,
Longbeards, Iron Drakes.
and I just got completely outdropped.
lined up
So
against the
I had no
horde of
idea where
Night
anything was
Goblins,
going to be.
arrows, Scary dragons.
cool looking
and
army,
a
though.
bunch of war
Super
machines.
cool looking army.
Oh, and also we banished our catapult to the corner for him failing us yesterday or earlier
Dude,
today.
this catapult was
So,
terrible all time.
It's your fault.
that poor dwarf, dude. He's trying his hardest,
All
man.
right, so we
He's
used
like,
it.
I have two other
It's the
crewmen.
first
Where
time
are they?
and,
Where are
I
they?
mean,
Why am I the only one that showed up?
Didn't paint him in time, brother.
Rolled a 2, took a wound. Let's get it to the turn to reload. I mean, that was his target. Come on, that is what you live for.
Yeah, bro, that's the power of more.
Ah, what the heck? All right, Goblins turn 1.
Bro, that's wild. He set that on
All right,
top of his
Goblins turn
miniatures.
1.
Oh yeah, he was super
Moved
chill.
up.
He was a great.
Poor
Yeah.
Fanatics came out and they said, Grudge Thrower, you stink, but we stink
We got a
too.
lot of doubles here.
2 doubles right there to kill themselves.
Felt good about this
And
interaction here.
artillery,
5 and double
Fanatics come out, just kill themselves right away.
Summertime sadness. Everyone
Go
Things were looking up, Millhouse. Things were looking up.
He killed a guy. Wounds.
I got one.
He is tying me right now for 1 wound there, and I've done 1 wound to myself.
Yeah,
So
you
we're
just
tied.
can't
I'm
recoup
killing
your
myself
points in an
going
army like
into
this.
round 2.
No.
All right, dwarves turn 3. We put a 1 wound on the dragon. Slowly redeeming ourselves over here. We did 4 wounds in the horde of night goblins. 3 wounds in the okay. Not too much credit. Not too much credit for you. And then we ate a war machine.
So
We're
up
gonna get
here
shot a
where I
bunch of
say,
times.
okay, this War Machine interaction, there is a universe. Actually, the universe is this one. The next time I would play this game, I wouldn't drill out to get the War Machine in a charge, because now that's just slowing me down. Right.
I think that's right. I think the drill out is right.
You think it is? Okay.
Because if you hit the war machine, kill it, he can't stand and shoot you with the goblin bows
Okay.
if you run through it. And
Yeah,
correct.
you should have no issue running through a war machine.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It was just the pursue move after destroying the War Machine. I would roll like a 3 minus 1. It was 2 inches.
I
Yeah,
mean,
another thing
that's
Two is when you maximize the War Machine, is you can get janky and like put your right corner way far close to him, so you automatically can't like fail to overrun into him.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a tech thing to do. Like wheel real hard and then move to him, so that way when you overrun, you're like 2 inches away, then you automatically go into him.
it technically is a skirmisher, so they have
Yeah.
to line up to you.
Man,
Correct.
so what I'm hearing is I need to play this Longbeard mob more often. Is what I'm.
Yeah.
More games of Seth's favorite dwarf list.
It's not a bad list. It's just like you are saying exactly why I don't think it's a good list.
No,
It's
100%. And the one like so, not to spoil anything, but spoilers. So we're gonna do like a list build thing with Pablo, probably once a week, where he's gonna have like a 10-minute and show us just a jank list, right? It'll be like offset for these like Wednesday hangouts. Maybe he'll have a chance to come on Wednesday or not, but we're gonna film a bunch. But one of them, the thing I guess I never really realized, right, because I have so few units, the Longbeards have a 6-inch aura to re-roll panic tests. So he made me like a shooty army, and he's like, look, you can have your little Longbeard brick of 10 too, and they're basically another BSB because they re-roll leadership tests, panic tests around them when you're getting shot with your MSUs. I was like, huh.
pretty cool.
I never thought of that before because it's just this eating brick. All right, let's continue the just. I just want this combat to happen, and I think if I'm a little bit more diligent of a player and I know my rules a little bit better, we don't go to time, and I get that extra turn and a half of killing him and maybe run him off the board. But inshallah,
That's a sick unit filler.
yeah, right, dude. I wasn't
Dude,
even
that's-
mad. I
that's
was
cool.
happy the whole game. This was a great game. And he brought it too. I'm pretty sure this was one of the 3 wins.
Yeah, so this one of the lists I was feeling confident about, the Goblin Poison Block.
Yeah.
Hopefully eat another War Machine. We'll see what happens with the Dragon. Come back turn 3, Gobbos. Alright, turn 3, Goblins. We
He's
got
even got the
Charge
purple
here,
Eevee shirt,
got
fully
one
matching.
Killed
I mean, you gotta love that.
Ran away.
Yeah.
And I got Wind Blasted back 2 inches.
Dude, that wind blast was wild. I did not.
And I got 4 guys off of that. And then the army slowly
That bought him
closed
a
in,
turn.
And Stone Thrower Man has seen his days numbered. We'll come back with turn 4 Dwarves. Alright, Dwarf turn 4. Just the most exciting fight in all of
Actually, it is pretty exciting because the just absolutely life going out of people's eyes after they charge my anvil, assuming it's like some type of like really weird, sad wizard. And then it's like, no, brother, he's got 5 attacks on top of his toughness 10, weapon skill 6. Like, it's gonna be a it's gonna be a long day.
Still a dwarf.
He's still a dwarf, and he's been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
And then, so this little marker that I have here that I'm pointing to with my mouse, that's what I was doing for my grudged unit, and it actually came up, and it came up, and it actually pushed me over the edge to get a 20-point victory later on, just because it's an additional 75 points, right? So,
Oh,
like, you can put it on a
edge.
general, you're getting the general points, and you're getting the 75 points, or you just put it on, like, a combat hero, if they think they can throw a combat hero and not lose anything out of it. And like when you're playing points denial, I mean it's not a lot, but that's a point, right? That's just under a point right there, right? Like so, I don't know. It came up once.
Warhammer. Nothing happening over here.
I'm striking runes.
Striking runes. We're over here teaching them how to strike runes.
Just slowly eating all these war
We're
machines,
gonna
man.
the Goblins. Basically, just make sure you do your charges first. But I got out of it with drill.
You can put that grudge on any unit, huh?
Any character.
We're gonna get shot in the face.
Okay.
Going
So this is where we learn this interaction, and I think I'll probably do like a little short. I think like that's the other thing we could probably start doing is like maybe little rules interaction shorts. So this unit of goblins that I'm pointing to, the 3-man, they fled from a charge. They're already fleeing, right? So they fled. And then I charge with my Longbeards. However, now they're in the Longbeard's way. So if I wasn't able to drill myself smaller to get around them, they would touch them, that unit would disappear, and my Longbeards would halt at the point that they make contact. Which is like...
Well, have they fled this turn yet?
Yeah, they've already fled this turn.
So you would halt on them.
Those goblins would have already fled. And that's like one of those things that's a turn player priority. I choose when the charges happen.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like so that's something to kind of think about when your squares start turning sideways. Like you don't want to flea block yourself. I didn't think that was a thing, but there we are.
in the Goblin turn 5. So Orcs and Goblins turn 4. About 10.
Back up 2 inches.
Yeah. So slide him back 2 inches for me.
Just wind blasting my face, man. At this point, like I think like 2 regular dwarf moves have been taken away from wind blast.
This is just the most boring fight in all of Warhammer. And we'll come back with turn 5 dwarves. Gonna have to get into these night gobos. Alright, so nothing burger. 1 combat, pushed them back. Going into turn 5 for the goblins.
All right, and then we run out of time here, so I think I go right into the interview.
Alright, so we had to rush.
I'll pause it right here.
If
we run out of...
sorry, if you don't run out of time, you'd have won.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm pushing them back enough. Let me get on that screen.
How did you run out of time with like 1 unit?
I don't know.
Did you bring a chess clock?
No. That wasn't the vibe. But it's definitely something to think about when you bring a smaller army.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, my army asks... And then I try to be, like, gracious to my opponents, right? Because we're also, like, hanging out, right? Like it's not a super serious thing. But there was like you'll see it, especially in the Wood Elf game. There's a point where I think I put my dice down and I just put my head down because I was just so exhausted of taking 1 minute turns. Right, and then the other player, like, it pained me to pass turn because I like wanted to play the game, but I was out of things to do, and then I had to, like, it's my fault too because I gave you this puzzle to solve, right? So, but yeah,
I mean, that's kind of on the TOs though. Like in the player packet, it didn't say anything about bringing a chess clock, and that's kind of standard with most tournaments, even like local ones. Where like, I mean, I haven't seen it in Old World Tournament, but at the same time, haven't seen a packet aside from this one that didn't say if your opponent wants to use a chess clock.
I think we
you
talked
use the
about
chess
it
clock.
a little inebriated, and it evoked some very emotional responses about the chess clock. Probably not the vibe for this GT, right? Like I think Pablo said it best last week when we were talking about his list. He made a list. He was going to stand there. He was going to shoot, and he was going to talk smack and drink beers. Right?
Yeah.
That was kind of like the vibe, which is sweet, right? It was a great event. I 100% would put this on the list. If I got to go to 3 events, I would go to this event every year, just because.
I'm not saying the people there would abuse it, but I'm saying that there just in case.
Yeah.
Because you could have really just been a dick, and as soon as you started losing, you could have just been like, okay, well, I'm going to take 40-minute turns.
Yep.
And it's like, I'm just going to draw out everybody.
Yep.
And I do know players who are like that in the 40K scene.
Yep.
I should say.
I lost top table at GT because of the guy doing that to me.
Yeah.
So
because they had limits on the turn, like minimums and maximums, and he's just like, "Well, I'm going to take my full 10 minutes."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "You only have 1 unit." He's like, "Well, I'm going to sit here and calculate all my options."
Yeah. It's just when people start losing, they start acting like assholes.
Yeah.
Totally for
not to say he was losing.
Yeah. And then just to be clear, like in this game, that was totally not the interaction, right?
No,
that's
of course.
Yeah.
But that's always a issue with orcs and goblins. You have to know. Like I know it because I play them a lot. Is like you're always on the clock. Like I've never finished. I'm always down to the wire with orcs and goblins because there's so much to do.
You have to be. But that's also like again why like I'm pro chess clock because even if it's like a player not meaning to do it, you still have that like, hey, we're practicing to get you faster at playing this game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or it's also probably on me of, I've already been here once where we asked Rob at the end of game 1 of like, hey, we didn't go to time. Normally, traditionally, this is something that you talk out, right? You kind of talk out. Maybe you do some important dice rolls, but it's a discussion of what the end game looks like. So doing this game again, I would lead with that, right? Of like, hey, we might get to a certain point where we need to like accelerate the clock a little bit, so one of us doesn't win or lose based on not game state but game time.
So y'all didn't like talk out stuff in this tournament?
We did.
Okay.
I just didn't feel comfortable at this point having a conversation about your goblins are going to flee off the table with all your heroes in it.
I gotcha.
Which I wasn't guaranteed.
The vibe of the tournament.
Yeah. But super fun interaction here. I have the Rune of Passage, and we're about to walk over this dangerous. He's gonna give ground through this dangerous obstacle, and I think this water feature with dangerous terrain, and I think I killed more gobos that way than any other way. It's not captured on camera because we run out of time, but and that was the other thing too. Like I was taking a minute or two to film, so I didn't. I was just good vibes only, but fun stuff.
All right, so we had to rush through the last 2 rounds there, kind of talked it out, ended up in an 11-9 Gabos win over the Dwarfs. Talk to me about your strategy going in, what happened, and then if you would do anything different playing this game you already did.
So, I mean, going into the jump, I saw from your list that you had like a marching column of Longbeards with the Bugsman cart. So those guys could go across the board turn 1 if you wanted them to. So I made you go across the board.
Yes, you did.
I made you get as far away from the anvil as possible. Then I went around the middle obstacle to touch the anvil the rest of the game. So you could not buff your guys anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that was the big tactical genius that Boss Iron Guts got.
Yeah, absolutely. That boss knew what was up, right? Yeah.
Just being able to make that unit and not be able to get buffs the rest of the game. I was able to then debuff it with Itchy Nuisance.
Yeah.
And I tried Plague of Rust a handful of times, but it never went off.
MR2 is a good thing.
But getting
MR2 is
itch
a good
nuisance
thing.
on it once or twice and just being able to shoot it full of 30 arrows a couple
Dude,
times.
yeah, that hurt. There were about
Yeah.
10 dudes you peeled off because of that.
I mean, I shot at least 100 arrows in
Yeah.
that unit.
So, yeah, great game. Super close, 11-9. It's good stuff.
Yeah,
All
that was
right.
a good game.
We're going end of day today, so we'll go round 4 tomorrow. We'll see what we're paired into.
And then another thing with this list that I'm thinking about right now, and also a pro and a con for going more than 10 wide, is I can go 12 wide, and that was the difference between me being able to sweep, do like the Hands Across America and sweep the board with my dwarves, and also staying within range of the anvil.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, I joke all the time. It's like, did you guys read World War Z, that book, when it came out?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, at the end of the book, they literally grab a bunch of survivors and they start in the coast of Carolina or California, and they walk across America and kill every zombie.
Yeah.
And that's basically what I need to do with a lot of these games to stop people from running away from me, especially these skirmish armies. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I have to go, everyone hold hands, and we're going to walk slowly together and kill them one by one.
The most unrealistic way to deal with the problem.
I loved it. That scene, it's like in my mind forever. Like,
Linehammer the world.
Literally
they line hammered the world. Right? Like, think about that. That was not in the Brad Pitt.
What do you do when you get to the Mississippi? You just like stop, and then like the rest just forms to it.
I think you summon the goat of Grant, right? Like, he kind of do a little Vicksburg action. I don't know. I'm gonna have to read that book again. All right,
He did have a good. Your Purple Goblin did have a good tactic though, by just throwing the Wyvern into the anvil and stalling out your super buffs.
Yeah, that was the other part too. Is I'm in combat. I can't do shit, right? Like,
Yeah, it's wise of him. It was a good play.
mm-hmm.
Probably saved him from losing the game sooner.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Probably drew out you probably would have beat him probably 15, 16 points.
Yeah.
In turn round 4 or 5 and not.
Because I'm just there faster, right? I just get that extra move, and also like a thing you got to do in this list, which when I play more of, and I want to play more of, but also do different things. Not be afraid of going march, and ending the turn in march formation, staring down a unit that might come after you, and you lose your 2 rank bonuses.
You kind of cut out there, Dan.
Oh, sorry. Go march, right? Don't drill dot of march. Get the full 12 inches. Get the extra 3 inches, which is an entire turn of movement, because all you're losing is 2 ranks.
Yeah, just keep the king in the front. You're fine, because
like,
it only counts as one model.
I was sitting there stressing about it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no, that's fine. I'll lose 2 ranks. I still have a static combat rise of 5 without the ranks, right? And that's without doing any damage.
All the attacks are going into your king on that one whole side, so like there's not much they can do to you.
So that's another thing, is that like the 3 inches is a lot. That's what I'll say about that. Let's continue the video.
Thanks for the game. Appreciate it. All right, so round 4.
Here we go. Wood elves.
Wood elves. And
I mean, this was masterclass of how to play a skirmish army and avoid
Kinda
people
walked into an
in points
ambush,
to 9.
stumbled into an ambush. Wood elves got turn 1, so we're gonna pucker up and get shot at. We'll come back with Wood Elves turn 1.
Super positive about it.
All right, turn 1 Wood Elves. A lot of moving, a lot of
You sound real happy about it.
The guys off of the Iron Drakes.
Wake up the Wood Elves.
Wake up the. I started drinking. I wasn't gonna drink, so I had to drive home. I'm like, I can have a drink now.
Otherwise, this position.
Yeah.
I'll be all right.
A lot of things to think about. All right, going into
The power hour for this game.
All right, Dwarves turn 2.
I think this is like a 30-second video too
Trying
of
to
this
make
game.
Decisions happen. Evasive. I knew that was going to happen, and it still surprised me. Gets me every
Evasive
time.
Dragon Man.
Trollhammer rolled a 1, so we're doing good on that. We'll have a count.
Trollhammer's failed me the whole game, but I knew that.
We almost
Like
hit Bugman.
Richie in his videos warned me.
So, great.
You say.
Great.
So this is actually one of the interactions where I looked at my opponent in the face and I said, "This is how the game goes. I'm gonna yell Trollhammer, and I'm gonna roll a 1. And if I don't, when I roll the wound, I'm gonna roll a 1. Turn 1, turn 2. I looked him in the face and I said, Trollhammer 1. Turn 2. Trollhammer 1. I mean, that's all I remember from the game. I don't remember getting my ass kicked, so I just remember that. Selective memory can be good.
15 points
Wood
below.
Elves turn 2. Dragon charged. Killed the Iron Drakes. playing scoot around games, but that's what we're going to be doing.
Again, like now,
And,
I
we're just gonna be
try
chasing
to
our
push
tail
myself
here
as
for the rest
far
of the
up
game.
forward
We're going to go to Dwarves turn.
to like,
Shoot.
don't tempt me, Frodo. Let's try to
Turns
like,
are kinda quick, so we're
let's
just gonna go
pretend
at the
that
end
you
of the
think,
turn. End
let's
of
make
turn
you think
3,
charging's a good idea.
everything is
You know?
dead but the anvil and the
He's a wood elf. He's
Longbeards.
never gonna charge.
And,
He's
we're
not-
just gonna
yeah.
It also
stand
doesn't help his
and talk. So
treekin
we'll come back
lord
to the end of
was
turn
the guy
2.
who rolled a 1 and didn't come onto the
At
board
the
till
end of
later in the
We
game.
have all the wood elves surrounding the Longbeards. We gave up 500 points. It's going to be a 13-7 loss. And we killed 0 models this game, a new record.
Yeah,
so I think
super-
I put myself in the grudge book at that point.
Super salty about that.
All right,
So before we go into the
honestly-
breakdown, yeah, I killed 0 models that entire game.
He looks like a Wood Elf player.
He's a great player, great shirt, great Minthara shirt. Very, very sweet dog. Just ran circles around me. And I mean, I was a little spicy at the end there too, so I appreciate him. And I'm like, come
Are
on.
those meta glasses he's wearing?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Is he recording the game the whole time? You just
That would
didn't even
be-
know it. That could be
oh.
like your new tech.
Dude, that's what I should do. I should get
Oh,
meta
good.
glasses and just record the game.
Those
that way.
Ray-Bans that fit him.
Yeah.
Damn. But like,
Actually, they might be. Look, they've got the lenses on the side.
Yeah.
Those might be.
that would be that's actually that kind of like destroys my idea of trying to do this channel on a budget until more than like 10 people watch.
They're only like $200. You'd be all right.
That'll
Yeah.
be fine. I need a desktop so I can actually like we can stream Warhol games and talk.
Yeah.
I'm at full bandwidth capacity right now just doing this video.
You mean the laptop that's made an appearance in these videos? Isn't strong enough?
Wait, no, the laptop that's on the Marvel Crisis Protocol box, so it's high enough so the camera can actually see my face. Because I don't have enough
Yeah.
ports for my expensive camera to actually go in.
Oh, yeah.
That one. Yeah,
We
so
made it, boys. We
willing
made it.
to. Hey, there's a link tree attached to my name. Just go in there, give us a little tip, and it'll go right into the computers. I promise. Anything you give me will go right back into this hobby, so we suck less. All right, let's hear what he has to say. Again, I appreciate all my opponents doing this little talk afterwards. I think it was cool, and yeah, I was salty a little bit, but I mean, the tournament game. He showed up. He knew what he had to do to win, and can't hate anybody for winning, right?
Wood elves
You can. You
coming
absolutely
in.
can.
Except Pablo. I guess we can hate on
If you guys
Pablo
wanted to
because he didn't win enough.
Oh, definitely
avoid
Pablo.
combat,
That was bullshit, dude.
We miss you, Pablo. Come back to live on Wednesdays.
And I just wanted to press
Yeah,
you
bring
to
a
make a
great
mistake.
orcs and goblin list,
You
quote
did it.
unquote
You played
great.
really expertly. What were your thoughts in the game?
Yeah, I felt like I did.
Right, game 5.
Oh God, I don't know what's happening.
Scores are lined
See,
up.
I didn't like this game so much. The audio is still going for that. Okay, I guess we'll never know
What he said.
what he said.
He said he whooped your ass. You killed
Yeah,
nothing. Why'd
you
you
did.
show up, bro?
You did terrible. You're actually the worst player I've seen here at this.
Yeah.
Totally
Why'd you
okay with
bring
that.
this net list and not even know how to play it?
Right?
Hey, don't you know that your Runesmith actually gives
Yeah, Armor Bane
Armor
too.
Bane?
But you know what? You know what, brother? It doesn't matter if he's never in combat. Doesn't matter if I can never touch the other unit.
Yeah.
I killed zero models that game. The
We
big
can
thing
get to this
too.
next game. Let's just get that other game out of our minds.
So the one thing I will say, one last thing about that, his stupid effing wizard. I don't know. It's like a level 4 had some magic item that dispels with 3d6. Drop the lowest.
Yeah, that's a good. He's next to a tree, right?
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a wood elf tree hugger
Oh, okay,
ability.
okay.
Yeah.
And it gives him more range too.
Yeah. So he would
Tree-hugger ability.
he would cast the tree, right? He would cast the tree, move to the tree, and then be in dispel range of me, and I'd just be like, because that was my only shot, right? Is one good turn of that anvil shooting sets them on fire. So here's the troll game. I don't know what happened. Alex, the ogre player, me and him are looking at the standings because the divisions actually was super cool because there was a lot of drama towards the end of the tournament for people winning their division. They get a cool plaque. We thought it was going to be between me and him, and somehow someone else snaked it out. And yeah, I was too much to taste this chicken at this point, so I didn't really care to look into it. But I went into here thinking I needed a 20-0 win, and Alex needed to win by like 15, win no more than 15, in order for me to pull ahead of the ogre player who beat me. So there's some drama. That's the drama going into this. I got a 20-0 this,
Drama.
and I realize after he moves up that everything is flaming in my army.
You keep cutting out.
All right, game 5. We have trolls and
Everything is flaming in my army. I soon
Classic,
realized.
sitting in the corner. Trolls are lined up in the classic. We're gonna come at you and beat you.
Man, what is going on with this double audio? We've reached max capacity of me being able to do this apparently.
Here.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Alright, let me try a new thing. No, all I was really saying was, fine, I'll go standard definition. Oh, I guess I was standard definition because I'm not paying for Nitro yet. Any tips to the tip jar will go directly to us going on Nitro.
Speaking of paying for Nitro, watch out for Discord scams where they're like stealing user information and credit cards.
To like upgrade to Nitro?
No, they'll message you on Discord and then like people are dumb enough to be like, yeah, this is definitely a Discord associate, and then they give them admin to their channels, and then they'll blackmail people for like chat logs.
Buzz's girlfriend, woof.
Yep.
Alright, let's take 2 this.
This is gonna be a completely different game than the Wood Elves last game, so we'll see how.
Man, I just like layered the oh god, there he is. He's back again. What happened?
We're here, dude.
I had the charge in my turn, my game 1, and him charging.
Just kidding, we got it. We're good. Let's listen to the Wood Elves grand scheme.
16-4 me. He's gotten into combat, so I mean, it's not worth it, right?
I mean, I tried really hard. I was talking smack. I was as wide as I could be. I was trying to show my butt to the dragon.
2.5 hours of
He would
strategy
not.
and
He
maneuvering
would not
around
do
me,
it.
just throw
Good
away.
for him.
So definitely the way to go. But it was a fun game. It was interesting interactions there. And
you look you in the
that's
eyes.
the game.
Yeah, and
He's
he
like,
literally
yeah.
looks like he don't want to be here.
All right, game
Yeah,
five,
he's like,
we have
I
trolls
don't.
and dwarves.
Yeah.
Dwarves are lined up in a classic, sitting in the corner.
He's like, there goes
Trolls
my
are lined up in
sports
the
score.
classic. We're gonna come at you and beat you.
And I think he knew that when he registered Wood Elves. Love you.
We'll see how it goes at the end of Trolls turn 1. All right, Trolls, end of turn 1 for Trolls. Just yeeted all the way up, taking a playbook out of
What the hell is that big old thing in the background?
The Ragnarok.
Oh, he brought him Ragnarok?
Yeah. He's like, I never play with it. I
crazy.
wanted to play with it. I'm like, you go. You go, Glen Coco. Then I proceeded to kill it.
Yeah, because it's the worst monster in the game.
It has been forever.
I felt so bad. I'm like, I want this to be
terrible.
I brought my Ragnarok once to a game, and it got heroic killing blow by a Bretonian, and it's never seen the table again.
Yeah, it's terrible, and then it's like, hey, you want to add 150 points more to this terrible monster? You can give it a catapult.
No catapult on this. No catapult.
Win that combat against the Spider Riders. Pursued into the chariot. Chariot bounced into the Forge Father, and the Forge Father.
Yeah, it didn't work out well for the chariot. Black Orc chariot into the Forge Father. That's a whole lot of note, brother.
Going into turn 2 for the dwarf.
Yeah.
So
Bounce off.
dwarf turn 2, did some shots, whittled down Big Mama over
Where'd
there.
the chariot go?
Was able to
Oh,
the chariot.
What do you mean, where'd
Caught
it
the
go?
Spider Riders.
I ate it. My bear
Nice.
ate it.
This big behemoth ready to get
The
spiders.
dwarves on top of
And
it.
then we have the wolves in the back about to do shenanigans. Going into turn 3, trolls. All right, massive carnage in turn 3 for the trolls. Big Mama was able to withstand all the stand and shoots, get in combat. With
She has like 1 health, like 90% of the game, and that's 100% on me not target prioritizing and just shooting
We're trying to
her.
run down the spider over here. We'll come back with.
That's what happens in game 5 of like
3
just
for the doors.
Yeah.
Not caring anymore.
Trolls who are going to eventually get their double ones.
Y'all are what, competing
They're
for
gonna
last
rally.
place
I
at this
feel
point,
it.
right?
Yeah. I think I'm in the Dorothy division. I'm competing to win the Dorothy division.
Off the board. Killed Bugman.
the ruby slippers.
And
The
we're
Ruby.
doing
No, oh, that'd be dope.
The spider and the
You get to ride the Brumo.
dwarves.
Hell yeah.
Going into my turn 3.
Ride the house
The short
home.
end.
And there's it. That's all I got. All the video imaging was corrupt, except for right there. So I end up 20-0ing. I'll pause this real quick before you let him talk. I end up 20-0ing him mostly because of banners, killing his warlord, and the extra 75 points. Like whatever it is, it's like 1825 or 1824, and I think I had like 1826. Like the most narrow of it. But we just both pushed into each other, and I have.
They need to fix the rules on banners.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, no one brings banners because they just hurt you.
Yeah.
They don't give you enough. Like, they got to give you something else. Like, besides the +1. Like, maybe like 100. Like, they're worth 50 points if you lose them, but they start you out 50 points ahead.
Well, so this is
don't
something I want to do for future like hangouts and episodes. right? Like we talked about this, run it like PTI and like have a discussion real quick and have us get your opinions about stuff. One of the things, I think it was either Rob or one of the guys, they had like the max you can get is 16 and the other 4 points were on secondaries as like a format, and the only way to score those secondaries was to have a banner. It's like my least favorite thing in wargaming, which is go sit on a circle, but it's something.
Ooh,
Like,
that doesn't work well in Old World.
but
Yeah.
but at least they're trying. Like they're playing.
Yeah.
They're doing tournaments like every weekend. And I'm super jealous, but I don't want to sit
Yeah.
on circles. But I also did just buy an entire Death Guard army, so I guess I do want to sit on circles.
Yep.
I have problems. Okay, let's watch this last little video here.
20% off.
It was 20% off.
Expecting a lot of shooting.
Pretty miniatures,
hoping to
too.
Cross the battlefield before and then wipe them out. I ran across and hit a brick wall and bounced
Yeah,
off.
Forge Father.
So it basically didn't go the way I expected. What I would do before is hopefully roll better dice.
Hell yeah, brother.
Any other
Hell yeah.
way For
Yeah.
trolls to battle dwarves
Trolls and
charge
like
in.
trolls in this list
I
is
had
just
a
tough,
very similar
man.
game too with
I mean,
Alex and
he hit the
Droger.
number one rule of
Very
wargaming. If you want to be
similar
good,
thing
just roll
happened.
better.
He had good
Hell
dice,
yeah.
And he won the first couple of combats, and I couldn't overcome that.
This is
He
like
could have
the-
won if he just took that goblin unit and then built an entire list around those goblin wolf riders. He probably could have beat you.
Two didn't get into combat.
I think it's too late when he shows up at the table to do that.
That didn't help. That slowed you down a little bit. But
Oh, I mean, in
otherwise,
general,
yeah, it looked
like
like-
if he would have just got rid of
yeah.
everything but those goblin wolf riders in skirmish, he had a pretty solid foundation.
Right? That could be a really good list if you exit 90% of the list. Just delete everything else. It'll be great.
Yeah.
I don't know how to make everybody. Oh, there we go. Look, and I'm the only one sharing video still. That's great. Way to be interactive
All
for
my
our
stuff
viewers.
All my stuff is in storage at the moment. Give me like 2 months.
Basic. Hopefully by then I have a computer situation going that isn't terrible.
You're just
All
gonna
right.
have to start in OnlyFans for your turtle, dude. Just try to make that pet money.
Dude, I think Foot Finder too. I think I can do some money there. I don't know. Old World Foot Finder. We got the Old World News Network. We can do. Oh man, that's actually.
Oh, cut the stream. Cut the stream. Go,
Cut the
go
stream.
by the website.
I don't want anyone else to steal this idea. I can have one of my friends who's an artist draw a picture of Old World feet. Let's go. Let's go.
Or World Feet Finder.
Old World Feet Finder.
With a lot of beer.
Brought to you by Gork and Mork.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of
Oh my
beer.
god, that
Good
needs to
visit.
be. We know as we like make this more not terrible. We definitely need commercials, and I think Old World Foot Finder brought to you by Gork and Mork. Well, what is it? It's the foot of Gork is the spell, right?
Foot of Gork.
Yeah.
Foot of Gork, Foot Finder. Oh
Mhm.
god, this could be good. We could go places. We could. This is. I feel like stardom is going to happen because of this.
This is it. This is it.
This is our. This
Everyone
is
quit your
our.
day job.
This is our $1 million plan, right? I thought the jump to conclusions mat was going to be it, but no, this is going to be
That was a
it.
great game. That was a fun game.
But anything else you guys want to talk about? I think we're going to wrap it up. I don't know how far we are. I don't have an extra monitor to view the stream, so I have no idea. It could be in disarray right now.
I don't know.
No,
It looks like a fun
it's-
tournament.
It's an array.
It's an array.
It looked. It
Yeah,
looked like a fun.
the
tournament.
array is on his shirt. It's like a
Oh yeah, yeah.
constellation.
Oh, his shirt's dope. That's a dope shirt.
Yeah,
Great opponent too. I mean,
yeah.
that's all you can ask for is
I mean,
a fun game and a fun shirt.
He
Round
beat
5.
Ragnarok. Like he should have won
Yeah.
best sport.
It was
Yeah.
like that shirt. Shit, I feel bad I didn't ask like just to buy it off of him when I saw him. That could be homemade.
Why is trying to get people naked at tournaments, dude?
Yeah,
I don't know.
but Dan likes a weird shirt.
Yeah,
I
that's
do
true.
love me
That is
some
true.
weird shirts.
Yeah, his
No,
Warner
it's
Brothers
colorful.
shirt is pretty clutch.
I don't want to call it weird because that's like a value statement. That's a clutch shirt. If I had like some Dwarven runes on that, oh man, I should make a tie-dye Dwarven rune shirt. God damn it! You play dwarves one time, it becomes your fucking personality. I don't know how that happens.
What? Why don't play dwarfs?
Dude, it's someone warned me about this before, and it absolutely happened.
It's that lower center of gravity, dude. People just can't get away from it.
No, right? And then you start listening to like Dwarven rock on Spotify, which is a whole genre, Dwarven metal. It's
Dwarven metal?
yeah, when you work out, because I'm back to working out after the neck surgery, so I can lift like 10
What?
pounds. I can lift 10 pounds, buddy. Let's go.
Whoa.
Let's
Watch
go.
out, world.
Let's
Go up
go.
to the bar.
I'm over there with my 10 pounds, sweating my face off. It's great.
He can almost bring a real army to old world.
Oh, he's funny. He's got jokes. He brought Bretonians. That's great.
Oh no.
Oh boy. But yeah, this is a great event. I don't know. Do you guys think there'd be value of me just doing a quick cut of this video and having it be like 25-minute overview as a different upload? Or you think that's just...
I mean, I think you learned what to do for the next one in the nicest way possible, saying that.
Mm-hmm.
for gameplay or for videoing?
For videoing.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
And I knew that going into this, which is why I didn't want to buy anything. Because, yeah.
Yeah, you got a phone. You're a pro.
I got a phone and I got the stick.
The phone works fine.
Actually, the audio, I actually freaked out a little bit, not gonna lie, and I went to Walmart to try to get one of those mini like clips that people have on.
Yeah.
For being in a beer hall, basically, the audio is not bad. I
No.
thought.
No.
No. I was really worried.
You have the next gen phone. Like, the thing probably works better than your laptop.
That's 100%
To be quite
true.
honest.
I wonder if I can stream from my phone.
I don't know. Plus, I mean, I got a camera that I drag around. It's like a Sony A6400, and that's what I usually use to film.
Fuck, that's a lot of big numbers, dude.
It was a expensive, stupid camera.
Yeah, it's probably already outdated.
We need at least
Yeah,
25.
big time.
At
I bought it
least
3 years ago, and it was like $2,000.
At least 25
God.
views to buy a camera like that. Good lord. That's that 40K money. That's I stream 40K.
That was
Yeah.
We're streaming Kill Team.
Or Kill Team. Oh, so that's good. We should probably end with that, right? Or at least
Yeah.
at one point say Warhammer 40K, Kill Team, Warhammer
Yeah.
30K, Trench Crusade,
Get it? Keep going. Age of Sigmar for the 4 players that are still left.
Age of Sigmar. Oh, sorry, Jamie. She just got done playing Age of Sigmar today.
Ugh.
She's one of
They
the 4
killed that
players. She has a cool dwarf army, but
They got a 4.0 coming out, so they might have hope.
oh man, Age of Sigmar.
They did that game dirty.
They should just start calling it Underworld.
Honestly,
There,
what they should do is just release Mordheim.
Yeah, and it's called the New Age of Sigmar.
please, Lord. So, there are cards and game aids to any game, right? But I
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
appreciate it. I haven't played in a 2-day tournament for Old World in a long time. Mostly it's 40K or other game systems. It felt really good to, have my options in front of me, not have to, go through a bunch of cards, try to remember the timing for, command point use or other, shenanigans. You know what I mean? There's definitely intricacies in the build, but I did not feel overwhelmed or, I hate when things take me away from the table. We're playing this miniature
Yeah.
game. It looks cool. Why do I gotta, go grab this notebook and read something?
Yeah, you have to have this whole board of I can all out attack once and all out defend, and I have to
Or,
do
I gotta,
this and
yeah.
do that to score points and pull out my phone.
I get it. It's cool sometimes, but man, you gotta be playing like the Warhammer people, the 40K people love it, and I get it because they play a lot of 40K. Just in a search in bumfuck Manhattan, Kansas, I can go to a 40K tournament every week for the next 4 or 5 weeks.
Oh
Right?
yeah.
So I get it. If you're playing that much 40K, good on you, and lots of variants, that's cool. But for other games, it's just for Age of Sigmar, no one's playing that much Age of Sigmar. I don't need to have a one turn to achieve an objective, and then I'm locked out of it forever. Let me play the game. Let me try to beat the other person in the face.
I think it works for Old World to distance themselves from that because it's a very skirmish game type of mentality where movement isn't really consequential.
Yeah.
Because that's the big issue, right? Is in that I wouldn't say issue. That's the thing we all like about Old World is movement has consequences.
Yeah.
Big time.
Placing has consequences, and so you switch over to 40K, and the limitations are what now? You can even move through walls and buildings because they have holes in them.
Yeah,
And so it's
the
just
movement is abstracted a lot more, and the movement matters with ranges, right? To trigger abilities or I that Demons of Slaanesh army that I was rocking a couple years ago in Age of Sigmar is what killed me, because eventually I got it down and I realized I just got to be in wombo combo range for 6s to do more 6s to do more 6s to do 7s, right? And then it was positioning, but it was positioning within myself or within my own army,
Yeah.
right? It wasn't very contested. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's people who love those games who completely disagree with us, but
No, I mean, it's coming from, this is like me personally. Like, I played so much Age of Sigmar in 3rd edition. I had every army at one point
that's right.
painted. I had 15,000 points of painted Soulblight. I had 8,000 points of painted Ogres. Like, I mean, I had a lot of Age of Sigmar, and it was just so disgusted by how they did 4th edition that I sold it all to play Old World.
I got so
I mean,
excited
like-
for 4th edition too.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm a person who I even have fun playing the new 40k. It's just
Yeah.
I find the people that you tend to run into in 40k are not the people I want to play with.
That's the problem.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep, 100%.
Play 30K.
Hundo P.
Oh, 30k, no.
Oh, dude, I played 30K on Sunday. Solid. A lot of
It's
fun.
a great game. The community is terrible.
We might be. I don't know. I've only met
It's
three
just
other
all
people.
regional with the community.
I've only
That's
met
the
3
big
other
thing.
people who play the game, so. But again, it was fun playing this game. We ended up doing it like our old bolt action games back in the day, where we just played like a 6-player game, right? And let's like kind of have fun
Yeah.
with it. But then like we could, and then also like I got to just like play the game on the table and play 40K, and just be like, not worry about CPs. Like we got 1 reaction, that's cool. Like reactions are cool. I like reactions.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what 30K people you run into. But
Oh, and Danny.
The Albuquerque ones that I came from were just a special group of guys.
were they like Grognards of where like your colored buttons are brass or golden and they should be brass because in the War of 1812 Napoleon's Legion didn't have enough money because of the war in the peninsula drained them of resources? I can keep going.
Every
but I won't.
every time I was around one, it became like a history lesson on why their army is what it is, and I'm just like, dude, great. Like, I've played this longer than you have, man. Like,
I get that. I mean,
Just
some
roll
people
dice.
are excited about it. The thing I appreciate about my group is that when I showed up, he's like, "Hey, we're gonna like do this narrative, and especially with the new edition coming out. But like, my narrative is Guilliman didn't get fucked on the other side of the warp, so he's here. So like, do stuff like that. Like, just make your own fun stories. Like, don't feel like you have to be. This was the force on Istvan on day 3 of the campaign, and oh my goodness, you have 1 extra Terminator. That was not at the battle. Don't be a history nerd about something that was fake history.
look, I just like, I mean, when I would do commissions for them, they would pay me like I was painting historicals, so
Yeah.
that was cool. But at the same time, yeah, they would do that like, you needed this shade of this and this shade of this, and you have to hand draw the World Eater symbol on them, and they're like, okay, but it's gonna be some cash, man. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, good on you for doing commissions. I'm A, not that good, and B, I like to paint armies and then list them on eBay, and then if they sell, they sell. Because I don't.
Oversell.
I get so much anxiety about that stuff, of like painting to someone else's standard, right? Or like if I got that request, like hand paint this. We're like, no, bro, you're gonna get blue and white and a bunch of blood, and they're gonna be brutal and they're gonna be cool. But
they're paying me.
I guess. I mean, I guess I'll get paid for feet, so that's about the same thing.
Nah, yeah, you're gonna have to paint those toesies, dude. Come on.
No, I got people to paint those toesies.
Oh,
I think we should abort that topic immediately. Oh, look, Jamie won her game of Age of Sigmar, so she is probably the top 25% of the players in Age of Sigmar in the United States, considering there's 4 people there today. Good.
She's a number 2 dwarf player in the world.
Number 2,
have her on the podcast, dude.
right? We do an Age of Sigmar podcast. Let's go.
Age of Sigmar.
Let's go. I have all those dragons. I have all those sweet dragons that I made, and they just sit on my shelf.
Just hang on to them. One day they'll be good again.
Yeah. Or I'll just use them as dragons in Old World.
True.
Yeah. Yep, you got like the start of 5 armies.
right? Or like one, Chaos Army.
Yeah, 3.
Three. Well, I guess that's a Tomb King army, right? Because you can go Dragon, and then Necrosphinx.
Yeah.
So we just need
Necrosphinx.
something degenerate like that, where you just have free range chicken dragons running around.
Yep.
Yeah, everyone would love to play your list. You
Mhm.
should definitely do that.
Right? Let's totally
Yep.
do that. That's how that fun.
Yeah.
That's, I don't know,
You
is that
definitely make
better? Is that better than Skirmish Hammer?
You'll
Dragon
definitely
Heart,
make friends, dude.
Yeah.
You excited, Brett?
Right though? Like think about that value statement. Like, is that better than Skirmish Hammer?
Dragon Hammer or
I-
Skirmish Hammer?
Or we can just have like regular hammer. I feel most games like don't get like I don't know why you're listening this long if you're still listening, but like this is a tournament.
That's part of the whole episode.
This is a tournament, right? I'm pretty sure most of you have been to a tournament before, but you've never had. Normally you bring jank. Normally you're playing against people you've seen a bunch of times, and normally you have a discussion of like, hey, I'm going to bring this filthy list that has nothing but skirmishers and it's a 40k army, and I go, yeah, I don't want to play against that. Build something else, right? Like. The tournament gets rid of that pregame discussion. So it's not that big of a problem, right? Like I've played more regular 40. We've played more old world games where it felt like what we wanted old world to be, right?
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
I feel like I have not. But man, hitting these skirmish armies was just like bananas.
Yep.
And then not being able to go 10 wide.
Hey, but at least you didn't have to play the worst of the skirmish armies. You avoided the worst skirmish army.
I did not play Pablo, which was fantastic.
No,
Which
Bretonnians.
insult to injury, dude. Oh yeah, the Bretonnians. Well, he
That's the
built
worst
a list
skirmish
to
army.
deal with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like if you sit there
Bretonnians.
like if you sit there though and it's like it becomes part of the game is the list build. So
Yeah,
like
that's-
what are you gonna do?
Sure.
How are you gonna counter somebody bringing 5 Peg Knights?
Yes,
Right?
part of the game is list building, which is why it's dumb when tournaments put extra restrictions on it.
Hell yeah, brother. I think we ended on that. Let's fucking go. No comp, gloves off, like let the players figure it out, or Nate gives you a nasty call when you submit a list that's just gross. And is
Yeah,
a
if
bolt
you-
action army in a 1940 theme with 75,000 autocannons.
Yeah, but
if you
it's at the same time, like you go this year to this tournament and everyone brings the filth, and then everyone talks about it the rest of the year. The next year, if you bring it again, like you're gonna get looked at funny the second time.
Yeah, if you want to bring 9 gyrocopters, that's fun. Have fun drinking alone for 3 days.
Mhm.
No one will be your friend,
I might bring 9 gyrocopters next year.
and no one will be your friend.
I mean, nobody was Pablo's friend, but he still came first place. No, I'm just kidding, Pablo.
And you know,
Love you.
and you know what?
Love you,
When
Pablo.
You're gonna do that, and I'm gonna make sure I put that horn in my list, and I'm only gonna use it against you. Oh nope, no flying. Have fun pushing
brother,
your
brother,
gyrocopters 2
brother.
inches.
Vanguard. I got a Vanguard move. I got little machine gun turrets.
have
Forward
fun
deployed.
pushing-
I
have
got
fun
an
pushing
army of
gyrocopters 2 inches a
immovable
turn,
machine
baby.
gun turrets.
You're gonna watch Bretonnians back up the entire game.
Hell yeah, it's good. Hey, that's what I'm here for. Interactive gameplay.
That's right. That's right.
All right, so like, subscribe, tip your waitress, and don't fucking
Dance
comp
horses.
tournaments. For the love of God, don't comp tournaments. That
Yeah.
might be our new rallying cry. Any
Yeah,
last
comp
shouts?
Follow
No.
Dan's Turtles OnlyFans at Old World Feet Finder.
Well, I think the Turtle has his own OnlyFans, and then Feet Finder. We'll have to do commercials. I'll have to figure out how to use computers again. We'll do commercials. It'll be great. It'll be wonderful.
Oh man.
All right, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week with potentially something less professional than this. It'll be great.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brothers and sisters. See you later.